It's the day before the game. What are your thoughts for the team, for the atmosphere, for the excitement?
No, definitely exciting. You know, the city's excited, the organization's excited, we're excited, and we're looking forward to the matchup tomorrow.
Are you tired of talking about it? You just want to play?
I know it's part of it, but yeah, I'd rather just play. But I enjoy talking to you guys.
For a guy who loves practice as much as you do, you wish you had a second week to prepare of extra practice before this game?
I love practice. Is fun to me. Training camp's fun to me, but it's not about me.
The players wouldn't agree.
No, none of them would.
Mike, rotationally, what are you looking at? Are you looking at an 8-man rotation, 10-man rotation, or how do you approach that for a series like this?
Definitely not an 8-man rotation. We're not built that way. We'll go 9 to possibly 10 guys.
And how do you balance that? I know there's been different rotations coming down the stretch of the season. Is it based off of feel, or how do you kind of approach that?
Yeah, you know, I have a little minute sheet that helps me prepare the different rotations and how they're going to go, you know, by the second throughout the game. And so I'll mess around with the minute sheet and figure out who goes in where and the different combinations that are going to be together on the floor.
Mike, I know it's not idle time in this moment, but do you learn anything about your guys as they prepare for their first playoff matchup? Is there anything that kind of sticks out to you in this week of preparation?
You know, you try to get a feel if they genuinely believe and are confident and locked in and all that other stuff. And we've had a good week of practice, or a good 3-4 days of practice, and the guys feel good about where they are and the direction that we're heading. And you know, it's different once the lights come on, but I like where we are as a group.
Coach,
On the question of the rotation and what you do with the bigs, how much of what you do with the backup spots at the 4 or the 5 will be determined or dictated by how big or small the Warriors are?
Most times I don't chase lineups. I don't like to chase lineups, and so you know, we'll always give different combinations a chance if we feel that it's right, especially if we have players that are playing well, and if not, we'll definitely make a change. I wouldn't hesitate to make a change, whether it's in the first 3 minutes or the last 3 minutes.
You were part of that staff when you guys were playing some other big guys off the floor at times. Is that a concern of yours that they might be able to do that to you?
I mean, they're a championship team. I mean, they've won it, and they beat different types of teams along their way, not just last year, but in previous years. And so they're capable of definitely not just playing certain bigs off the floor, but playing your whole team off the floor if you're not into it. So I don't look at it as just because that guy's a big, he's the only one that has a disadvantage. We all got to lock in and play the right way, or else, being a championship level team like they are, they could take it to you.
Coach, have you taken a walk around Doco at all and seen all the excitement that's going on, and the signs and the pictures and everything going on out there?
I haven't seen the stuff. I went out a couple of days ago. It's Estelles Bakery.
Yep.
Man, they got some good food over there. They got this little vanilla like cake thing with a little cream on it. Ooh, that's really good. So I've gone over there to get that and the sandwich once this week.
What's the messaging from your family to you? I know you're big on messaging, but what is, like, your partner or your kids, what are they telling you this week?
Well, they're excited. They keep congratulating me for winning Coach of the Year, and they can't believe it. And you know, at first, when they congratulate you, you're like, oh, cool. But after like the 8th time, you're like, dang, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's like, because they're like, we just can't believe it. Okay, I respect that. So I'm not sure if I'm loved or if it's what's going on, but that's all they're talking about right now.
Are you gonna get a bike ride in before the game?
No, not yet. It's the weather's getting close. I thought about riding it down to practice, but close.
What is your game day routine, Coach?
Tomorrow?
What is tomorrow? Is there going to be extra butterflies at all?
Okay, so my man Castra owns a mobile car wash. So he's coming to my house to wash my car. So at 8 o'clock, I got to make sure I give him the keys to one of my cars. And then I got my son bringing his car up to my house. And so his car goes second, and then my partner's car goes third. And then I have a buddy flying into town that we got to get from the airport, and we'll grab lunch, and then I'll come down. So I got a normal day.
You'll be riding in style, though.
I will. My car will be, because right now my windshield is really, really bad. Yeah.
Speaking of love, just getting it from your kids, but also from your former team and the Warriors. Just what does that mean to you? Just coach saying he voted for you for Coach of the Year, and just the guys just loving on you 100% of the time.
It's a setup. They want to kick my ass, trust me. I've been around them enough. It's a setup. Don't fall for it, and I'm not falling for it either. Screw you guys until this is over.
Like Delhi obviously is out, but how valuable just overall for the season has his presence been, particularly given that you tapped him to talk to the team in that dinner earlier this week?
Yeah, his presence has been remarkable for us because we're extremely young and inexperienced when it comes to playoffs and beyond. And so to have him around with all the experiences that he's gone through, I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, he's played and won at a high level on an international scene too. So he's not only helped our players, but he's come to us and helped us. He even came to myself and Jordy and gave us some ideas that they did in 2015 against the Warriors and help with their preparation. And so he plays so hard. He's always prepared. Guys respect him because of that. But his mind is off the charts.
The guys were talking about how your messaging has stayed the same from training camp to the regular season now in the postseason. How important is that to you to not change things up just because it is the playoffs?
Well, it's extremely important because you want to have a foundation that you can build on, not just for 2 weeks or the first 2 months and then change it up to try to start anew again. You want to be able to build on something long-term to sustain that culture that you hope is at a winning high level.
How do you think the guys are responding? Sorry.
What's that?
How do you think the guys are responding to what you're implementing in this series?
I feel like everybody's locked in, and it's been a good week, like I said. So I'm looking forward to seeing us go out there and try to execute against the former champions or the current champions, because nobody has dethroned them yet. So.
Like this is being billed as. Go ahead.
What's it like to have Doris Burke sitting there and then, obviously Mark Jones, but to have them watch practice?
No,
What does she mean to the game?
no, she means a ton. They both do. It seems like you've been listening to them forever, when it comes to high-level basketball, and so you just appreciate them being around, and it shows they do their homework, and they don't just show up and call a game, but they're very, very in tune to what's going on. They do their homework, and that's why they're special announcers.
There's going to be a fan rally outside today, and the excitement is really big. What does that mean to you and this group to feel that excitement before the series?
I tell people this all the time. I mean, the excitement around here is second to none, and to be a part of it while we're going through this is an amazing feeling, and you just feel good for the fans, like I said, the organization and the players and team and stuff too, but especially for the fans, and you hope to always give them more just because of how passionate they are. And then, it's an intelligent fan base now. Don't think that they're just ringing cowbells and cheering and hooting and hollering. They know their basketball, they know the game, and so to be able to give them more than just making the playoffs is something we're striving for.
This is being billed as the battle in Northern California. How much fun is that kind of aspect of this being such a regional matchup?
Yeah, it's great. I love it. In the playoffs, obviously, in a situation like this, we could be playing the Timberwolves, or we could be playing New Orleans, and you talk about a bear of travel, man. So I'd rather do the Freeway Express series or a Northern California, however you want to call it. I'm all for it.
Are you ready to call your first time out?
I am. During this time of the year, hopefully we know what we're doing, and so I'm gonna let them have a little freedom, breathe a little bit, and ease into the game and see what happens.
How essential is Domantas Sabonis pick and roll coverage with the shooters that they have, and what's your message to him so he can stay out of foul trouble while doing that at the same time?
Well, it's all our bigs. I mean, everybody knows we're up to the level of the pick and roll, especially with those guys having the shooters that they have, and we have to be ready to help contest if somebody gets cracked in a screen and roll situation. So our message has been the same as what it's been all year whenever we played a team that has a bunch of shooters. I mean, even going into a game like with the Portland Trailblazers, you're playing a guy like Dame Lillard, you're up the floor or up the touch, and you're there to be ready to help in case that on-ball defender gets cracked. So it's nothing different.
Coach, one last question. How has Keegan Murray embraced his role all season long, and what does gaining playoff experience this early in his career could impact his development?
Anytime you can play extra games, especially at the level that we're about to play, is huge for everybody, not just Keegan as a rookie, but for everybody else. And, he's a guy that has a chance to be really good for a long, long time in this league. And He's a guy that has embraced his role, and he's listened to everything that I've said and everybody else has said, and you see it. You see it along as he's gone along throughout the course. I mean, he's improved daily. For him to get that record has been unbelievable because, you talk about Spider. That's a great player right there, and you think that a record like that's going to take some years before it's broken, but Keegan came in and basically, in my opinion, smashed it. So hats off to him. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.